What's up, YouTube friends? Now recently one of my friends from high school, Leanne, asked me if I would do some kid-friendly Instapot videos, and of course I said yes. Now I try to stay away from the pre-processed foods as much as possible, but there are two that I have in my pantry at all times. One of them is stovetop stuffing. Any flavor except for the cornbread, I just can't live without. And the other one is Hamburger Helper, specifically the original Cheeseburger Macaroni. So today I'm going to show you a recipe for a Copycat Cheeseburger Macaroni Hamburger Helper. It's pretty simple and very fast, especially using the Instapot. And I'll show you how quick and easy it is to whip up next. So the things I'll be using today are 1 pound of ground beef or turkey, and I have ground beef. You're going to need 1 onion, some garlic, and I'll put the recipe down below in the description box. You're going to need some macaroni noodles. Today I just have the large elbow kind. You're also going to need some beef stock. You could also use chicken if you want to, but I wanted to have a beefy flavor. And actually, beef stock is one thing that I do not can myself. I never really have enough beef bones to do so. So instead, I like to use the Better Than bouillon. You could just use the cubes if that's what you had, or the boxed stock. The reason why I like this brand specifically is because it gives it a nice roasted flavor. Their chicken flavor is the bomb. You're going to need 4 cups of cheese. Now I have about 2 cups in this bag, and about a cup in this bag. And we had a little bit of Velveeta left over in the fridge, so I'm going to do about a cup of Velveeta also. I'll also be using a cup of heavy cream. You could just use milk, some seasoning salt, and some pepper, but I don't have it over here right now. And of course, your Instapot. Now I have the Toastmaster brand. It was very inexpensive. I think it was about $40, and this is the 6-quart one. Now the first thing I'm going to do is brown my meat. You could do the whole recipe in your Instapot. All you need to do is put the saute function. But since I have plenty of time and I'm a little extra, I'm going to brown it off in my cast iron skillet. I just think I get a better brown. So I have my cast iron skillet heating up. It's actually pretty hot. And I'm just going to add my meat. I did put a couple tablespoons of olive oil into my pan. And I'm just going to let that brown for a bit. To my ground beef, I'm going to add 1 diced onion. And then I'm going to put the equivalent of about 2 to 3 garlic cloves. So I'm going to do about a heaping tablespoon of garlic. Maybe a little more. I love garlic. Next I'm going to put a teaspoon of seasoning salt. Now I just happen to have this magic seasoning salt, but you could just use regular seasoning salt. This just has salt, spices, onion, garlic, and mustard. And I'm going to put about that much in. And then I'm going to also put about a half a teaspoon of pepper, or to taste. Alright, so my meat is browned and my onions are starting to caramelize a little bit. So I'm just going to shut this off. I like to just stick it over here off of my burner. And I'm just going to drain the grease. So what I like to do is just grab some paper towel. I'm going to stick it down here in the grease and just let it set for a minute. So now to my Instapot, I'm going to add my ground beef. On top of my meat, I'm going to add 1 pound of pasta. And then I'm going to add my 4 cups of beef broth. Now you want your pasta covered with the liquid, and since I'm using the larger macaroni, I'm going to have to add a little bit of water. So I added just about 2 cups of water to this, but if you're using the smaller macaronis or smaller pasta, you just want to make sure that it's covered. So now I'm just going to put my lid on. And mind you can't do manual pressure for this Toastmaster brand, but the highest pressure I know is the meat and stew button. So I'm going to push that, and then I'm going to go down to 5 minutes. 5 minutes is the lowest time that my pressure cooker goes. I'm going to make sure it's closed on top here, which it is. And I'm just going to let this come up to pressure, and after the 5 minutes, I'll do a quick release. In the meantime, I'm going to make my cheese sauce. Now, like I said, I'm being a little extra today because I do have the time, and I'll be using the Velveeta, and I want that to melt. So I'm going to put my 1 cup of heavy cream into my pot here. And I'm going to put it on very low just until it starts to steam. I also chunked up 8 ounces of Velveeta, so I'm just going to toss that in also. Alright, so my Velveeta is starting to melt. It's actually pretty much melted. So now I'm just going to add the rest of the 3 cups of my cheese. And I have this triple cheddar and some Colby Jack. And I'm just going to slowly add it in and stir it up just so it doesn't get chunky and grainy. Right, so now I'm just going to shut this off, stick a lid on it, and wait for my pasta. So 5 minutes is up on my Instapot, so now I'm just going to do a quick release. So my pan has gone down, so it's safe to take off my lid. And now I'm just going to stir in my cheese sauce. Now if you did not want to warm it up like I did, right at this point, you just want to put your milk and all your cheese, stir it together until everything's melted. And now just give everything a good stir. Once everything's stirred together, I like to let it set for about 15 to 20 minutes, however much time you have to spare. And the longer it sets, the thicker it will get. So I'll bring you back when I'm plating this up. So after letting this sit for about 15 minutes, it thickened up pretty well. I just had a little bit of parsley on top just to make it look pretty. Now I'll be serving this with a side salad and a couple croissants, and that's a full meal. So now let's just give it a taste. Now this tastes almost exactly like that Hamburger Helper that I love, except for I know all the ingredients that went into this. And I know any kid will love this recipe. It's packed full of cheesy goodness. If you like this recipe and want to see more of my videos, go down below and hit the big red subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. If you have a question about this video or any of my other videos, or just like to leave a suggestion for a future upcoming video, leave me a comment. Friend me over on Facebook if you'd like to share crafting ideas and pictures. Check out my links down below if you'd like to support this channel. And as always, thanks for watching, happy cooking, and I'll see you next time.